Hi guys, happy Easter, because today is Easter Sunday when I am filming this, which has inspired my morning mug with a scriptural verse on it. I'm hoping to get this up tonight, so it will still be Easter. And this video was requested by two people. It's going to be my everyday or simple makeup routine. And I want to give a shout out to the people who recommended. The first name is O Social on YouTube, and I will have links below to both of them if it's okay with them. I want to clear it by them first. And the second one was by Bethanny on Twitter. So thank you very much for suggesting this video. I really appreciate it, and I really want to give you guys content that you asked for and that you want to see. So let's hop right into it. I like to keep things pretty simple, pretty fast, even though there's kind of a lot of products in today's look. You can do without a lot of them, and I'll walk you through it. So first, what I'm going to start with is this Michael Todd Citrus Spray Hydrating Mist. This says that it tones, hydrates, and refreshes all skin types. So first, I just spray this on my face. That was attractive. And then you can actually just let it rest or take your beauty blender and just start pressing it into the skin, which is what I'm going to do to speed things up a little bit. This is just a really refreshing spray. It smells refreshing, it wakes you up, it's like energizing, and I really like it on the skin and how it moisturizes. And it doesn't leave any residue behind, really. And Michael Todd, if you don't know, is an organics line that I really enjoy. And by the way, everything you see in my videos, to the best of my knowledge, will always be cruelty-free. So every makeup line I use, like I said, to the best of my knowledge, is always going to be cruelty-free. So that's just going to be a given in my videos from here on out. So if that's a concern of yours and you are an animal activist, you never have to worry about me using cruelty-based products. So the next thing I'm going to use is this Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Primer. And it's a first primer. I'm actually going to do two. This one has coconut water in it, electrolytes, and probiotics. So we're going to put this one on first because the girl at Ulta told me that you should always put a primer without silicone on first and then put a silicone-based primer on afterwards. If you're layering the two, that's the order to do it in. This smells really good, like a beach with the coconut. So again, I'm just kind of pressing this into my face, but with my hands this time, and I'm probably going to come back over it with a beauty blender here in a minute. Actually, this is not the actual beauty blender. I know I keep saying that, but this is a dupe I think I got from Ulta a while ago. I couldn't find it again. I went to look for you guys, and I couldn't find it again to give you the exact name, but I'm going to get the beauty blender eventually, but I haven't yet. But this honestly has worked really well for me. I can't say I can compare it, but for me this has worked pretty flawlessly. Even though the staining in it is the only issue, I just washed it and it doesn't come out very well. So next thing I'm going to apply is the Lorac Perfection Mattifying Face Primer. So again, with this one's going to be what will be your pore filler. So you really want to press it into any problem areas you have with pores and fill that in and give yourself a nice, flawless base going in so that your makeup will sit even better on top. So I'm just going to get like a pea-sized amount of that on my hand. And again, just press this into the skin. It has a really, really nice feel. if you've used the Smashbox one before, I knew that they weren't cruelty free. I used that one and this feels really similar, but again, the girl at Ulta that I was talking to said it's like one of the #1 sellers, so I thought I'd give it a try. By the way, the last two products that I mentioned, both primers, I'm using for the first time in this video, so it's kind of a first impressions as well. But they came highly recommended, so now I'm going to use what I mentioned in my last video, this Kojendo yellow color base, and I'm actually going to put this on with my little sponge. So there it is. It's going to look kind of crazy at first, but I promise it will blend out and just give you a nice evening out tone to your skin. Do any color correction on blemishes or just dark spots, whatever it may be. I'm going to look down at my mirror every once in a while as well, so don't mind that, just to make sure that I'm doing this properly for you guys. Okay, so next I'm going to take my Kojendo Moisture Foundation that I mentioned in my last video, sorry about glares if there are, and I'm going to put this on my sponge as well, and then start pressing that into the skin. So I'm using about that much. Here's where things really start to come together, because I love this foundation, like I said. It is the foundation that has given me the most flawless finish and coverage that I've ever gotten out of a foundation. I even put it on my eyelids too, just to start, again, give everything a base. Okay, next I'm going to do some concealer for the under eyes especially. And like I said, I think this sponge is great because you can use this on the tip to get more precise into the corners of your eyes and your under eyes. This one's kind of thick, so it's hard to squeeze out. Okay, so I'm going to use about that much. What I've learned to do is kind of take a triangle, like from here up to the corner of your eye and outwards like this, and it gives you more of kind of a highlight, brighter eye, and it blends it into the side of your nose as well, where there might be any darkness or shadowing. Okay, next I'm going to come in with a powder that will help kind of mattify everything, and it's the one that I mentioned in my last video, the Kojendo Manifeshi Triple Lighting Foundation. And I'm still using the same sponge, so you don't ever think you have to go out and spend tons of money on brushes and have several different brushes, because I've done it and you don't need it. You can literally do all of this with the same sponge. I'm even going to put on my blush with it. And for my eyeshadow, I'm just going to use my fingers, so you really don't need any brushes for this look. Like I said, I know there are a lot of layers, but again, you can cut out several of those if you don't want to do the primer, if you don't want to do a hydrating mist, whatever your daily moisturizer is just fine. I would always recommend something with an SPF in it though, which my the yellow base that I put on has SPF in it. Alright, next I'm going to come in with the Kojendo face powder, but this one is just a white setting powder. And it actually just comes right out when you shake it like this and use the sponge. So this is really going to do a good job of keeping your under eye and everywhere you put it from creasing and looking cakey. And you can actually see some powder flying. And if you're wondering, this is what I did in my first video minus the 2 products I mentioned that I just got. So next I am going to do some blush, and we're going to do the eyes last. And I'm going to take these 2 colors from Tarte. It's Prim and Magic. And I think these were a limited edition special collection around Christmas. And you can see how this just gets it like really on your cheekbones. Kind of keeps it in the area you want it instead of spreading all around like I've found some brushes do. Or having a lot of fallout like some brushes do. Okay. And then honestly next I usually just take my hands and blend everything in a little bit just to make sure blush is not too heavy. I'm pretty hands-on literally when I do my makeup. I avoid using a lot of extra things and just use my fingers to apply a lot of stuff. So next let's start on the eyes. So first we're going to do the eyeshadow, and today I am going to be using from the palette Away We Go, the Tarte palette. Like I said again, I think this was a limited edition. But we're just going to be using, I think, 3 colors here. So we're going to be using Province Upon a Time, which is this brown here. Oops, sorry. That brown. And then I'm also going to be using this one that my finger is on called No Champagne, No Gain. Really sorry about the glares. I just got this new lighting and still trying to figure out good angles here. And then I'm going to be using this Lavie. So I'm just going to take my finger, put it in the brown first that I mentioned, and kind of just do a once over in the crease area and towards the outside of the eye. And then just kind of smooth it out and give it a little bit of a wash of color first of that brown. Okay, next I'm going to come in with the gold color. And if you want to wet these for even more of an effect, they work and apply beautifully. But today I think I'm going to skip that unless I decide to... It's not showing up enough. But I think we're just fine. Yep. So I'm going to do this all over the lid. Then I'm going to come in with that silver, and I'm going to do that in the very inner corners of the eye. I'm actually going to take it into the corner just a little bit like this, so you can see there it's a little bit highlighted, and underneath just a little. Okay. Same thing on this eye. Again, if you wanted to skip some steps, I usually literally just take a gold shimmer color and just do one wash of color across my eyelids. And it looks very put together, even though it takes no time at all. Okay. Next, we're gonna do mascara, then I have a gloss, and that's it. First, I'm going to curl my eyelashes, which I am not particularly skilled in, but I try anyways. Sometimes I end up getting a little bit of my eyelid in there, but okay, so that did a pretty good curl there. So now I'm just going to do the mascara. This one is Essence Get Big Lashes, and it's literally $3 or $4 at Ulta, and it's one of my favorite mascaras ever. It's super easy to apply. I do one coat and done. So I'm going to look into my mirror real quick and do that. I did move the mirror because I realized I was out of frame for a lot of points in this video, so I'm very sorry for that, but I wanted to make sure that you could see this step. And everything is pretty self-explanatory, and I walk you through it, so hopefully you can forgive a little bit of the out of frame time. Okay, I think that's good. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just put on a little wash of this Lip Surgence by Tarte in Canes. And usually I even skip this step, but today I'm going to do it just because it gives you a nice little bit of color and shine. Who doesn't like a little bit more shine in their life, right? As long as it's not on your face, I guess. Okay, so that's it for this look. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please feel free to always comment down below and put any requests that you have, and I will always do my best to try to get those up for you. I really appreciate your guys' feedback and your opinions, so I always want to be in communication with you. Thanks again. Bye.